Way too low. Hey, Starchy sisters, welcome, welcome. I made my little thing way too low, so I need to adjust it. My computer thing. So hold on just a second. Let me do the good old adjustments. All right, maybe that's a little better. I have little books that I put my computer on to make it higher or lower. So, oh, all right, let me take a deep breath, get all my technology squared away. I'm so glad you all are here. Yay, we made it in the Starchy house. Nice to see you all. I was worried because I didn't do like a little community blast saying that, oh, we'll be live in an hour. So I was like, uh-oh, hope my Starchy sisters remember, because sometimes I put it out. I mean, it'll show, right, that I'm going to have a live, but if I don't put a community blast out, I don't know, y'all might forget about me. But I'm glad you're here. Glad you made it. Wednesday, midweek check-in for our week 2 of our reset, our 30-day reset. I'm loving it, you guys. Love the heart. So glad you're here. Let's see who is in the house. Who is here? Joanne's here. Welcome, Joanne. I'm going to get to what you said, sister. JJ's here. Hi, sister from Missouri. Penn's here from Oregon. Julie from Kentucky. She's making calabacita, zucchini, my favorite. Ron's here from Ontario, Canada. Cheryl. Hi, welcome. Cheryl from Iowa. Wow, sharing a win. I love that, sister. She said she spent the whole day at Iowa State Fair yesterday and did not buy or taste one fair food. She brought her own potatoes, veggies, and an apple and saved money, and she doesn't feel sick today. Woohoo! Love that, sister. That is a celebration. Good for you. Peace Frog, yay, she got here. Shawnee, welcome, sister. Mary from New Jersey, her first live. Welcome, Mary. Glad you're here, sister. Aw, thanks, Cheryl. She said, y'all will never forget me. You may forget the time. Join me in the dirts here. Woohoo, week 2. Yes, Lynette from Minnesota. Peace Frog from Missouri. Dublin's here from Germany. Hi, Dublin. Welcome. I'm so glad you all made it. It is week 2 of our reset, and it just feels so good, you guys. I see the posts starting to come in of just wanting to get on that scale because maybe you're feeling like your clothes are getting a little looser, or you just feel less bloated in the body. This starts happening around week 2, where these little shifts start to happen, which is so exciting. It's like energy, momentum to move forward, which I love. Tell me how you're doing. How are you guys doing? How are you feeling today? You're here in this moment. How does everybody feel? I hope you're doing good, Starchy sisters. And I hope you got your water, because I filled my glass up before I turned on the live, and I have my water. So I'm going to start out with a big drink of water. I'm already getting thirsty. Oh my gosh, so good. Some more Starchy sisters are coming in. I love it. I actually did a little workout this morning. It's like I've said before, it's so hot here in Florida. So I watched this lady on YouTube, Leslie, I think her name is. She does walking videos. So you just walk at home and do little movements like this. And I just love it because it's like 20 to 30 minutes and just walking in place at home. So I did that this morning. So I'm feeling energized today and needing to get that water in. So I'm going to put it kind of center here so I know it's there. Let me say hi to some more starchy sisters. M. Hayes, Karen Hicks, welcome. M. Hayes, it's her first live today from Michigan. Yay! Glad you're here, sister. Karen from San Antonio. Mary Jo has her water. Yes, Kristen's here. She's having so much fun with the challenge. I love that, Kristen. How many of you are having so much fun with it? That is so exciting. I don't know if that's how I would have explained my first 2 weeks when I started, but I just love that, sister. Cheryl said she's having fun too. Peace Frog said, join the drink game. Yes. Roan just came in from the garden, drank out there, but I need the water. Yeah, I love it. Shawnee says she loves the Leslie walking videos too. Yeah, I love them. They make it so there's just no excuse, right? We can walk in the house. Although somehow I find an excuse, but Carol had a great meditation the last couple days. I love that, sister. Nice to get in the body, into the self, and just calm the nervous system with meditation, right? All right, let me take another drink of water, then we'll get this party started. Week 2. We are in the midst of it here, right? In the thick of it with week 2. So let's center in together. Just take a moment to arrive. Maybe put one hand on the belly, one hand on the heart, and just taking a collective breath together. All of us starchy sisters together in this one place. Arriving in this moment, I smile. 24 brand new hours are before me. I vow to live fully present in each moment, looking on all beings with eyes of compassion, especially myself. So much love, sisters. If it feels good, just drag your arms out to the sides, open and close the fingers and flutter the eyes open. I love that. We're all ready. Now let's pick our card for the day. I wonder what the angel card says today. These cards have just been so fun to pick with you all. Like I said in my last video, I can't look at the cards because then I'll want to pick. I'll see, a word goes by and it's like, oh, I want peace. I want love. I want to pick peace or love. All right, let's see. Oh my gosh. Wow. This is one I would have wanted to pick for us, you guys. Healing. I love that. Imagine the healing we are doing to our bodies. I mean, we are literally healing on every level of our being, eating this way. It is difficult for me to articulate like the changes that take place that are not physical with this journey. Like I try and put it in videos. I've tried to explain it over the months, but it is like a whole being transformation. I literally feel like a different person than I did when I first started this journey, you guys. And that's what happens. Healing happens on all levels of our being, and it definitely has for me. And I am just so much more aware and conscious and in my life now than I ever have been before. So day 13 of our 30-day challenge, healing comes up. I mean, how awesome is that? If that doesn't give fuel for the fire to continue on forward, I don't know what does. Because just from the outside, we see this outward manifestation, but the inside things are happening in there with all this nourishing food that you are feeding yourselves. The cells are just, yeah, they're doing what they need to do because we're creating this what do I want to say? We are creating this environment, right? For so much healing to happen on the physical level. And we are creating an environment psychologically just to get all the toxins out and everything for healing to happen on our mental and psychological level. It is, to me, it's been nothing short of a miracle. I love it. I love it. All right, let's see what y'all have to say. Libby said, hi, everybody. Karen, Stuart, hi, Shauna and everybody from sunny Scotland. Love it. The cells are dancing. They sure are, Shawnee. They sure are. All right. So I will keep this out. Day 13. We'll put it back here. And I'll take a drink of water. I wanted to show you guys this because we're going to get into some food talk. So I wanted to show you this. I got it from Whole Foods. Whole Foods has a lot of like jarred goods that you can get. I think they have a marinara sauce, no oil marinara sauce, which is so hard to find at my Whole Foods. Like it's almost always gone. And it literally just has, whole food ingredients, no oil, which is so awesome. And they have this red enchilada sauce that I picked up, and the same deal, no oil, nothing junky in there. It's just all whole food ingredients, which is awesome. So you can be on the lookout for those. There are some like easy convenience foods that are available when we're detectives in our grocery store. We can pick those up. All right. So I wanted to share, or I wanted to ask you all to share like any struggles you've had during the week or any successes, like Cheryl shared about her success about going to the fair and just bringing her potatoes and veggies with her. Like, share them in the chat, you guys. We can cheer each other on. And you guys are so loving in the chat, like cheering each other on. This is what the Starchy Sisters is all about, right? It's cheering ourselves on. I had to do it for so long by myself. And so now we have the opportunity collectively just to cheer each other on and to be there to support each other along our journey, along our path. And it helps really to voice the struggles, to allow yourself just to put it out there, let it be heard or seen by somebody. I used to say, let the air feel it, just say it to the air so that it's just out there. There is no shame, nothing. It's just, this is a struggle for me. So sometimes that can be helpful. And also the successes, we want to cheer you on. Like, it feels so good to know that this path is working and it's changing like our body, like our word, it's healing us. And I put a Maya Angelou quote in our Facebook group today that basically, I'll just say it in my words. Basically, when one woman takes care of herself and chooses herself, she shows other women that it can be done. She does it for all women. And that's what the successes are about. By sharing that, we're just saying, yes, this is a success of mine, but it shows that it's yours too. Like, you can do it too, which is so exciting. And that's just fuel for the fire, which I absolutely love. I love it, you guys. I love it. Cheryl says she's been rereading The Starch Solution again. She seems to always find something new that resonates with right where she's at. And you know what? It's funny. I was flipping through the maximum weight loss one today, and just he was talking about healing in there and just how beneficial this way of eating is to our body. And it's just, so it's no surprise that I picked the healing card. All right. So I wanted to share a couple things that Starchy Sisters said. There are so many, you guys, like just so many successes that are going on right now that people are sharing in the comments and also in our Facebook group. And one of them from Vicki Adams, she said in a comment on one of the videos, "You have totally changed how I eat. I have been vegan for 5 years, but since I found your channel, I have been forced to rethink how I am eating. Being vegan does not mean healthy eating. You have shown me through your videos how the starch solution truly is the way to go. I have been doing this for 3 weeks and I already feel so much better. I have more energy and my mind feels more awake." I just love that, you guys. And I picked Vicky's because it's just a reflection of what so many of you are saying, right? These changes that are happening. And I love that she was open. She came from a vegan way of eating and was open to hearing like how beneficial this way of eating is, and that we can release those junky foods, even the junky vegan foods, right? And move into this whole food, plant-based way of eating. And there are so many benefits that come from this way of eating. And I just wanted to say a few that you all might be experiencing by now. We'll just go ahead and talk poop for a minute. Just the smoother digestion, right? Going to the bathroom 1 or 2 times a day, releasing that stuff that the body's not using, and it just flows so much more easily. So that is such a big benefit of eating this way. The more energy, like Vicky said, the brain fog lifts, right? Just this clearer in the mind. It's just amazing. And I love how she said it. The mind feels so much more awake, right? And then also, what I noticed is our body just wants to be active. Like, it's funny because when I first read the starch solution, I mean, it's been years ago, but or one of the times I read it. I don't know if it was exactly the first time, but one of the times it just struck me that Dr. McDougall, he doesn't recommend like this big exercise regime or to get into the gym for an hour a day to lose weight or anything like that. He actually recommends like to get your nourishment, like what you're feeding your body, get that in line first and then bring in exercise, which back then I thought was so interesting. But now, after doing this journey myself, right, and having my broken ankle and really not being able to move yet, I really realize how the body naturally, it comes about naturally. The body wants to start moving. Like I, yeah. And it's not any crazy movement. It's just right, like going for a walk or doing like light weightlifting or around the house. Like a big one for me, like I love vacuuming or doing dishes. Starchy husband's here, so I won't say all the time, but a lot of the times I'll look at it like exercise. Woo, time to vacuum the house, moving around, getting some exercise because my body wants to move more. And I don't sit for hours on end. Like my body wants to get up and do something every so often, just because I guess all this nourishing food, right, makes it so the body just needs to be in motion, which anyway, these are just benefits, some of the benefits. So yeah, let us know in the chat, like if you've had any of these benefits yet, like maybe the brain fog's lifted, your clothes are feeling a little looser, feeling less bloated, the digestion's moving smoothly, which is one thing I'm always happy about. All right. Let's see. Kristen said she's not preoccupied with food anymore. Yes, she stopped craving sweets and peanut butter. I'm so glad. I need to write that one down, Kristen, because that is so true. And I haven't touched on that before, but it somewhere along the line with the food, it's exactly what Kristen said. Like the preoccupation with the food just goes away. It's one of the reasons why it's called food freedom. You just know what you're eating, your body's getting the nourishment it needs, and then it just, you're busy doing other things. It's not so much about the food anymore, right? It's the food, but then it doesn't become about the food. It's just, yeah, it's a real treat. And like she touched on, the cravings go away. And that, I think, is a direct result of feeding our body the nourishment it needs, because then we're not craving those higher fat, calorie dense foods. It just goes away when we stop feeding it. It's why it is why I can want to eat white bean chili for breakfast, because I have fed myself so much white bean chili over the last year and so many months that is what my palate and my body craves now. That is what I want to be eating. Like, nothing tastes as good to me as my white bean chili or those pinata pinto beans. Yum. I love it. Thanks for sharing, Kristen. Okay. Nice talking. Nice chatting, you guys. Susanna says that she got rid of the salt and sugar. She can actually taste how my squash really tastes and other foods. Thank you for reminding me of simplicity. You're welcome, sister. Yeah, it's amazing. Once the palate gets cleansed, it's like, whoa. Yeah, even salt. Like, I'm not a huge salt eater, but I do put salt on the top of my food, and it just takes a few of the zhuzh, and it's like, woo, I don't want to oversalt my food. Carol says rice and beans for breakfast in Costa Rica all the time. Yum. I need some of those Costa Rican bean recipes. That would be good, you guys. Mary Jo said her rings are so loose on her fingers, changes are happening. JJ says, I have ankles again. Yes, that was what happened to me. I shared in a video, like, my wedding ring that I wore for years no longer fit. It's too loose on my ring finger. So I brought out my old wedding ring that I'm wearing on my ring finger. And the newer one Starchy husband got me is on my middle finger now. Yeah, it's amazing how the swelling goes down, the weight loses from everywhere, right, you guys? Dublin says, it works, sisters. I have already reached my goal. Woo! Lost over 70 pounds. Dublin found me early on, you guys. You all can do it. Libby says, something new for me this week was when I noticed I was hungry. I didn't freak out, just felt chill. Yes, that was a big one too for me, sister. It was because I never liked being hungry, right? I don't know. It was always almost a scary feeling for me. Like, I don't want to be hungry. But man, once we realize, oh, okay, the body's hungry, and let me go get something to eat, right? It's not the end of the world. It's not, all that. It just is what it is. I love that. Thank you for sharing, sisters. I love hearing how you all are doing. Another Starchy sister wrote, usually if it's, more personal, I don't want to share the person's name or handle or whatever. But this one I thought was just important to share. She says, I have struggled with perfectionism ever since taking on this plant-based lifestyle. So in one of the videos, I talked about perfectionism, and she was referring, it kind of spurred the comment on. I've given up and turned to junk food veganism so many times because I messed up and in my mind blown the whole thing. How many of us have been there, right? I feel like such a failure. I went to the country fair the other day. I got a salad for lunch and then just lost my head. I don't know if it was just being there with both my girls and wanting to celebrate the day or what. I know, no excuse, but I didn't give up. I got right back on the horse. So I guess that's somewhat of a win. I do know I still need to work on this. So much to unpack there, but what I do want to say is this is such a big deal, right? So many things she said, and there are, but the one of them is she got right back on the horse, right? She went to the fair. She was with her daughters. She ate, off the chain, whatever, and then got right back on. Like that could make me cry right now, you guys. When that happens, it's just like a gift in that moment. It's like, oh my gosh, I didn't go down that old train again of letting it turn into a week, a month, a year, 5 years. I don't know how many years I've lost. And I've looked back and been like, oh my gosh, I've just been in like a food uh, coma for 2 years and now finally coming out of it, and she got right back on. And what I want to touch on too is she went to the fair with her daughters, right? And so I wanted to say, first of all, that no matter where you go out or when you go out, always take something, right? Whether it's potatoes, veggies, whatever. Just have it with yourself just in case you want it. Because this is the other thing I want to say. And this is one thing I wanted to touch on from Dr. McDougall. And I'm going to have to get the book. Hold on a sec. Because I wanted to refer what he said in here. And hopefully I can, I did highlight it. Okay. What I want to say is, how often do we go to the fair, right? It's usually like once a year. So this is, a one-time affair that she was going to this, and she's with her daughters, right? So it's a fun, enjoyable thing. She's out with her daughters and it's all good. If you have your potato and veggies with you, you have a choice, right? It's like, okay, if I want to eat the fair food, it's once a year. Fine. I'll eat the fair food and like she did, I'll go on about my business. Because when we're talking about food freedom and making this a lifestyle, sisters, we are not beating ourselves up anymore. That's what I want to get across today, too. We are done with that for good. Literally done with that. No more bashing ourselves over food. It is not worth it. It gives me chills because that is just that adds to the already feeling bad, right? In Buddhism, they call it the second arrow. So you get the first arrow from the hurt of eating the food, and you're already saying, oh, I shouldn't have done that. And then you get the second arrow when you're just continuously beating yourself up, and that hurts even worse than the first arrow. So if we can stop doing that, if we can stop beating ourselves up, love on ourselves, self-compassion, right? And then, like the starchy sister did, just get right back on the horse. It's a blip in the radar. It's gone. It's done. It's over with. And we continue forward because you know what? We're living this lifestyle for life. This is how we're living now. This is how we are living and eating. And so one little blip on the radar, it's water under the bridge. And that's Starchy Shauna. Let's see what Dr. McDougall has to say about it. All right. This is in the Maximum Weight Loss book. He says, feasts become special again. Yet there is a place for rich foods when and if they are reintroduced into your diet. That place is reserved for festive occasions. If we are to regain our health, turkey must once again be for Thanksgiving, ham for Christmas, eggs for Easter, candy for Halloween and Valentine's Day, cake and ice cream for birthdays. The current diet is simply too rich for our metabolism. It is really a matter of balance, of making our daily eating simple and healthful and reserving our feasting for celebrations once again. And just to tie it back to this starchy sister, she was at the fair with her daughters. Like it can bring tears to my eyes, right? It makes me think of me with my grandkids. Like, we don't want to make this like this tight thing on us, grip on us. We want to release the grip, enjoy our life. And like Dr. McDougall says, there are times for that if we choose to do that, right? And then we do those times. It's just the every single day or once every week. I'd say something different if it's like, okay, you're saying, Shauna, I'm going to a birthday every week for the next 52 weeks, right? Then we need to make a different plan. But if it's like, 4 times a year, 7 times a year, it's okay. It's okay, sisters. Give yourselves a break. Love on yourselves. All right. So let's just send this sister love, right? Just sending her lots of love, that it's all okay, and a cheer that she got back on right away, choosing herself, being with herself again, knowing that this is the way that she wants to eat and live. And I think that's what's so painful for us, especially when we do 30-day resets, or getting on this again. It is like, it's painful because we want this so badly. We want this so badly. And so when we feel like we failed or we gave in or whatever, it feels like that we're giving up on ourselves. But it's just releasing those old ways of thinking about it and just saying, it's okay. Like, I forgive myself and I'm moving on, and getting back on the 30-day reset. Because remember, our intention with the 30-day reset is to root this way of being and living into our life, right? Cleanse our palate so that we can eat these nourishing foods and that they taste good to us. And the other one, right, is to lose weight. So we want that weight to be losing. So we just get back on it and forge forward. I love it. All right. Let's take a drink of water. That was a big one. Oh, yum, you guys. Susanna said, this is a lifestyle I think people need, including me, who did dieting way too long, right? Realize this is for life, not just for today, not just for 30 days, but for life. Yeah, it's amazing when we realize, like, we found I don't know, the jewel, right? We found the treasure, because this is not like something that you just, it's like over. Like, you can eat this way and sustain yourself and eat healthy and live long by eating this way for life, which is such a treasure. The old diet mentality of like, I'm just doing this for this short time so I can just get, as small as I can and whatever. No, we know that's not it. That's why we made it to the whole food, plant-based way of living and eating. So, and the starch solution brings us there, which I love. All right, let's see what's next on the agenda, sisters. So I put eating out, social get-togethers. What is the intention for being out of the house? Always bring food with you. So I discussed that, and I wanted to say, if it is in your in your life where you do have to go out, say somebody who works outside of the home or meets people for lunch or whatever, if the intention is to replace a meal, then, and you're going out a lot, then just replace the meal, right? So instead of thinking of it like, oh, this is a celebration, I'm going out with my friends. Well, if you're going out with your friends like every other week, that'd be a lot of celebrating. And so that's the time to say, okay, I normally would eat lunch at home. I'm eating lunch out of the house, and I'm meeting my friends. So what do I need to do to be able to make this sustainable for me and enjoy my friends' company? And in those cases, like I've touched on before, it's good to look at the menu ahead of time and have a plan when you go to the restaurant or to the place that you're going to. Yeah. because there are a lot of eating out and social occasions. So we want to find that balance for ourselves. Is this really one of those that you'll chalk up to a celebration? Or is this just, okay, I'm out of the house. I need to replace a meal. We're all going out to eat, and let me find the best thing I can on the menu. So I wanted to address this, any questions you have about food, any questions you have about food. Let me get it. I should have brought both the books with me. Any questions you have about food for this 30-day reset, go to page 216 of the Starch Solution. On page 216 of the Starch Solution, it's called Achieving Maximum Weight Loss. And Dr. McDougall has just outlined everything. This is what I would use, you guys. So if I had any questions about certain specific foods, I would go to this, I would read it again, and then I would decide. And then I would look at page 210, sorry, which is Get Set, which is the Starch Solution. The more, like for the more fluid, I guess. It's more, just has more things you can eat, basically, on that. And I would look at that and see what was allowed, quote unquote, or not allowed. And so these are the 2 pages. So if you have any questions about food, please refer to these. Refer to page 216 and 210 in the Starch Solution for the 30-day reset as close as possible. We are following page 216 for maximum weight loss. So that if any questions about food arise, please look in here, because sometimes I'll get questions about food and they can usually be answered, because this is what I'm doing. When y'all ask me a question about food, I'm going straight to here, and then I'll Google it if I need to dig deeper, which is what I'm going to touch on here, because this was a Google search. So I was asked about corn tortillas. And when I read the guidelines here, I interpreted it a different way than Dr. McDougall said. So this was good for me to check into. So Dr. McDougall said in 2016 post on Facebook from the Starch Solution, Dr. McDougall himself regarding eating corn tortillas, he said, "We use homemade and store-bought corn tortillas. We also serve them for our maximum weight loss program." Okay, you heard it. Dr. McDougall said. He also Lani Muelrath, who is a plant-based fitness advisor for the McDougall Health and Medical Center discussion boards. I'm going to read a blog post she wrote, and I'm going to link it down after this is a video. I'll put it in the description box. Program protocol. Except for a few offerings of whole corn tortillas. She's talking about the maximum weight loss program. Except for a few offerings of whole corn tortillas, we eliminated all bread, pastas, bagels, and other flour products. This was an easy adjustment for program guests. Why did we allow corn tortillas and not bread and bagels? You can effortlessly eat a half a loaf of bread in one short sitting. That could be over 600 calories downed without a guilty thought. After all, it's made of all natural whole wheat flour without butter. 2 or 3 corn tortillas at 50 calories each are more than enough for most people to consume in one sitting. So she said, practical tips for home compliance. Most of you will still easily lose weight and become healthy if you include flour products in your diet, but don't overconsume them. For best results, these processed foods should be kept for special occasions and eliminated entirely if weight loss is difficult for you. So that was where I was coming from when I first started. Weight loss was difficult. I was 54. I was like, I've been on the weight loss roller coaster. I am going all in on the maximum weight loss. And it says in here, except for a few offerings of whole corn tortillas. So corn tortillas can be part of your maximum weight loss of the 30-day reset if you choose to have them in. My only suggestion would be make sure you're not eating 10 corn tortillas in a day, right? And keep it to like 1 to 2 per meal. Just, it's one of those things, be mindful of, notice, investigate, experiment. Is this a trigger food for me? Does it make me crave more floury products? So yeah, so corn tortillas are allowed, sisters. Just don't go overboard. 7-Piece Frog says, now that you have lost, do you eat them? So this is another thing too. Thank you for asking, sister. This is another thing too that it goes by personal taste preference. So how I eat corn tortillas is I'll either eat them as a tostada, like with refried beans on top, and the piñata pinto beans, those are nice to put into like a corn tortilla. So I would say yes, and I'm still super mindful. Like it's one of those things that I love corn tortillas and I could go overboard on. So in maintenance weight, I do allow them and I don't eat them a whole lot, right? I'm not eating like you guys, I show you all what I eat, pretty much every day. You've seen my what I eat in the day videos and all that. It's like once in a blue moon that I'm eating corn tortillas or making tostadas. It's just, I prefer beans, rice, potatoes, all of that stuff. Yeah. I hope that answers your question, sister. Yeah, Penn said they're a treat for me, only 2 once a week at the most. Yeah. Susanna said, yay, I'm so happy about this. I can get the Trader Joe's corn tortillas that only have corn and lime in it. Yes, you can, sister. I love it. I love it. All right, let's get some more water because we're almost coming to an end. I have a couple more things. So if you have any questions or any thoughts, put them in the chat, you guys. I'm almost done with the whole water. I was thirsty today. Yeah. Yeah. Susanna says she'll definitely, she thinks she'll still keep it out of her diet and maybe later on introduce the corn tortillas when I am at maintenance. Yeah. Yeah. It's these things that are kind of like, there are these gray areas, which is why we can all talk about the starch solution and show all these different recipes and stuff, because each of us bring it into our lifestyle differently, right? And so, yeah, just finding that balance for yourself of what feels good and right for you in your life. And especially on the 30-day reset, right? We're cleansing our palate and we want to stay as close to whole foods as we possibly can to really root this way of eating and being in our life, but not to deprivation. We want to make sure that we're filling ourselves up on those starches, that we're really getting used to these whole plant foods so that is what we're craving. So yeah, I think that's a nice choice, sister. Just eliminating them until you reach maintenance. Yeah, Libby, good point, Libby. Libby says, I try to keep in mind that the first step to processed food is to remove the water. If that's been done, then the calorie density has gone up. Like we were talking about popcorn the other day. Yeah. Yeah, you guys have all so much great stuff. Uh, so much great stuff to say. Okay. So, upcoming recipes, you guys, I have to tell you, I wanted to point out too, just about my recipes. There are two recipes that I really loaded up on the garlic. My most recent recipe, the hummus one, the white bean hummus, I put 2 cloves of garlic in, and then I added a third clove. And so you can really taste the garlic, and I love garlic. And so on these two recipes and my veggie soup one, the one that's blended up, that one also is heavy on the garlic. So just be mindful if you do choose to make those, lessen the garlic. I'm going to put them in the notes, the description box notes of those recipes, because what we're finding with these recipes, right, with the whole food plant-based, which are so good with the spices and the whole foods, is that the more they sit in the fridge and kind of let the flavors marinate, some of those flavors get even more strong, and garlic is definitely one of those. And so, yeah, just be mindful of that. And talking about the recipes, a couple recipes that are going to be coming out are the potato poblanos, which my sister Pen is really she has perfected that one. So I'm gonna put that one out. And then a super simple chunky salad I'm gonna put out. I'm just loving salad right now that has all these chunky pieces of vegetables in it, you guys. It's just so satisfying to me. Like, rather than just, I don't know, just instead of the big lettuce, I love the big lettuce. I just had it for lunch, but those chunky pieces of tomato, cucumber, zucchini, all that, it's just, oh, so yummy. So let me know in the comments, like, what is your favorite recipe you have going right now? Like, as far as your starchy meals, like, what's the one this week that you're just like, oh, yummy, so good? And it might still be the pinata beans. I'm still eating those. Starchy husband and I are still. We probably have 2 more days left on those in the fridge. I just want to reiterate to have 1 or 2 emergency meals ready in your back pocket at all times. So just thinking about, like, what is one of your emergency meals that you can go to? Because if we have those times, like we talked about in the last live, that we're trying a new recipe or something and it doesn't work out, like, that can be enough. It's just so disappointing, you guys. And it can really, the disappointment is emotional, and it can feed into that, like, we were excited to have this new recipe that looks so good, and our taste buds are like, woohoo, let's get something new and exciting in there. And then we taste the recipe and it's like, ugh. And that can really put a damper on how we're feeling, and it can cause us to just want to eat anything. And so I would say in those moments, really having these just go to emergency meals that you can get in a pinch, that are ready for you to go in your fridge, in your freezer, or in your pantry. Yeah. So hopefully you guys have those, whether it's potatoes and veggies or rice and veggies. I found brown rice, frozen brown rice in a bag at our local grocery store here. Literally, it's just frozen brown rice, you guys. So how easy is that? Just to pop that in the microwave with some veggies, and that's a complete meal. My emergency was the square pack of little potatoes that you could microwave in the package. Just microwave the package. It took like 5 minutes for those to be soft and ready. And then I would have spinach in a bag that I could microwave. And I would just put the spinach with the potatoes, and there was my emergency meal. Anytime I needed it, and it tasted good to me. That was the key. It wasn't like, I'm having these potatoes. No, I loved it. So make sure it's one that it's like, oh my gosh, this really satisfies me. Just reiterating about those. All right, let me see what you all are up to here. Potatoes in the salad are a wonderful meal. Potatoes in the air fryer with spicy brown mustard. I struggle with the vegetables part. Yeah, I get it, sister. The vegetables can be the hardest, right? Because that is the biggest part that goes. The vegetables can really be the ones that we run out of fast or that are most difficult to find that we like. So key, I would recommend finding some raw vegetables. Cut up carrots, cut up celery, cut up zucchini, like cut up cucumber, tomatoes. All of those can be a vegetable that you can have ready to go in those emergency times. Potato, oh yeah. Shawnee said, potato is a meal, right? Sorry, but I just love hummus. No, potato. Yes, potato's a meal. She said hummus. Hummus is a meal, right? LOL. Sorry, but I just love hummus so much. I usually have it on potatoes and a green salad on the side for an emergency. Yes, those, I love that too. I love potatoes with hummus on it. It's just like, oh my gosh, so good and creamy, you guys. Penn said she's loving the cucumber salad right now as a side dish with everything, especially since it's been in the hundreds in Oregon. Yeah, it's so nice to have those. Have those emergency meals. All right, let's get this should be our last drink of water, you guys. I finished it all. I finished it all. So that was my third one today already. So I wanted to read this to you all as we prepare day 13, week 2. Healing is our card. I just love that. Healing on all levels of our being from the inside out. So every healthy meal, sisters, every glass of water, every starch-centered plate, it all adds up. Change doesn't happen overnight, but the consistent little steps you take today are what create your transformation tomorrow. And I just want to say about that, every little step you take. It's why I say one meal at a time, one day at a time, and it's the food. Or the food comes first. It's the food is Dr. McDougall's. Mine is the food comes first. These little steps, I just can't stress it enough that these are what make up the whole of your transformation. One little step on top of another little step on top of another little step. And before you know it, you look back and it's like the whole journey is right there behind you. And you're exactly where you visioned you would be, you guys. I just love it. So that's how important each meal is, right? That's how important it is. It is like you are choosing your transformation with every meal that you eat. You're choosing your transformation or you're choosing your not transformation. And so just honoring the journey you all are on, knowing that those meals and those little steps you take every single day are building up the most healthy, vibrant, energetic life that you want to be living, sisters, that you want to be living. We are on this path together. We are doing it. And I am so excited. Like hearing from you in the comments, in Facebook, just knowing that this time it feels so different for you, like makes me so happy. Because to know and be on that weight loss struggle for so many years, right? we know that it's so much more than just about dieting. It is about embracing this new way of eating and living in our lives. And each time these things come up that keep us away from that, we dig a little deeper and we look, because we know it's not really the food, right? We have the food in front of us. And if something else comes up, we dig a little deeper, because this time we want our transformation. This time we are not settling for less than our transformation, right? This is our time. In our midlife, we are done with all that past stuff and we are ready to embrace our most healthy, vibrant, energetic life. I love it, sisters. I love it. And I love you guys. I love you. All right, let me look in the chat one more time. See what's going on here. Love the hearts, you guys. Love the hearts. Key said she does have carrot sticks. Yeah. Libby said she's 67. Such a testament that, yeah, you haven't given up after so many years on the roller coaster. You are so right, sister. Like, we're here and we're doing it, right? And this is one of the reasons I started my YouTube channel, was that I was 54 years old and just having proof that I could do it. I knew that it would be proof for you all. I knew it. I knew it because I had listened to those lies that were like, okay, we're in midlife. We're just destined to be overweight and all that for the rest of our life. So anyway, all right, sisters, it's about time for me. Starchy son's needing to get out of the house. Starchy husband's giving me some flag signals. So I better tie it up. To be continued, sisters. I love you. I believe in you. I know you can do it. We are in this together. Mwah. I will see you tomorrow in a little video. Week 2, day 13. We are doing it. We'll be live again on Saturday, you guys. Saturday is our next long live. All right. I love you guys.